Hello, sweet baby. So today we're going to be talking about Karlissa Scaffold as well as Chrisean Rock and them arguing back and forth on social media about Chrisean Jr. So Chrisean Rock got upset that Karlissa actually was speaking on Chrisean Jr.'s appearance. Karlissa actually took it upon herself to speak on his appearance as well as the way that he cries by pretty much talking about the same things that a lot of fans pretty much say as well. Chrisean says that she took it to heart simply because, Karlissa is the baby's grandmother. She stated that because she is the baby's grandmother, maybe something like that, she should have actually spoke to her personally rather than going to the internet and trying to embarrass her publicly about everything that's going on with her child. Karlissa expressed that whatever is going on with the child, that the child should be able to embrace it and that they should love on the child regardless and go through it together. Because she stated that if anything is wrong with the baby, that she's willing to help that baby work through that and embrace that and, help the baby through it in any way she can. So these were her words, not mine, but she stated that if the baby does need a helmet, she would also wear a helmet and they would have matching helmets together. Those were the words of Karlissa Scaffold. My apologies if you guys are unaware who Karlissa Scaffold is. This is Blueface's mother. She is also the grandmother of Chrisean Jr. because Blueface is the father of Chrisean Jr., even though he likes to claim that he is not. So here's my thoughts. Although I don't want to agree with Chrisean on a lot of things that she says, I kind of agree with her in an instance here. But I'm not going to say that I 100% disagree with Karlissa as well. On one end, I agree with Chrisean because at the end of the day, Chrisean Jr. is related to Karlissa. So for Karlissa to go back and repeat things that she has seen on social media and speak on it in regards to her child, that is very disrespectful. I feel like, maybe if they were ever to meet back up again, because I know they do have issues where 1 minute, Chrisean's blocking her, 1 minute they're cool, 1 minute they're not, 1 minute they're ops. So, if she does have the moment to speak with Chrisean on a more personal level, maybe they can talk about the baby together and she can run these things by Chrisean. Because at the end of the day, Chrisean Jr. is her grandchild and she shouldn't be speaking ill on her grandchild. That is your family at the end of the day, and regardless of what other people say about the baby, the last person that should be speaking ill on the baby is the grandmother. On the other hand, I do agree with Karlissa because if there is something wrong with the baby, there shouldn't be a reason as to why the baby is shunned or treated any differently because the baby is a cutie pie. And, anything that the baby is going through, as long as the baby is receiving the attention and the help that it needs, that is really all that truly matters. Now, the comments that she did make about the whole matching helmets thing, that was extremely unnecessary. And I truly do think that she is kind of doing the most because, once again, you are the grandma. And seeing as your son is locked up right now, I think that the last thing that you should be doing is kind of talking about your grandchild. You should actually be there for your grandchild and stepping up, seeing as your son is in jail right now. She also did talk about how, this is what happens when you are doing things during the pregnancy that you shouldn't be doing. And we all did publicly see Chrisean puff passing as well as getting her drink on when she was pregnant with Chrisean Jr. And that's another thing that I do agree with Karlissa because, these things don't just happen to your child just because, these things happen because you are the incubator for your child while you're carrying your child. I also just want to speak on the comments that are made on Chrisean Jr. in general. Chrisean Jr. hasn't even reached a year old yet and barely even knows anything that is going on around him. But yet, the entire world makes jokes about him, including his own father. Which is another reason that I'm like, Chrisean has so much to say to Karlissa, but Blueface called your son Charles Barkley's son. And to me, that's honestly extremely disrespectful as well. Because if you ever speak on my child, we're beefing for the rest of your life. But it's just very shocking to see that she has so much grace for Blue after all the comments that he made on her child, and she doesn't have as much grace for Karlissa, who, is Blue's mother and also the grandmother of her child. If anything, she places Blue on this pedestal, and he should actually be removed off that pedestal as well, because that's just ridiculous. You don't go around calling someone's son Charles Barkley. At the end of the day, I just feel really bad for Chrisean Jr. because even up until the minute that he was born, he was just born into chaos. Even before, he was born, he was just dealing with chaos and dealing with unnecessary trauma even while in the womb. And I just can't imagine a baby having to go through all these things. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping for the best for that child. Regardless of whatever he has going on, I'm hoping that he is honestly getting the proper care that he needs. Like proper nutrition, proper sleep, proper love. That's all that really truly matters, as well as proper care. So as long as he's getting those things, then that's really all that matters. But yeah, the rest of the whole talking about this baby's appearance and, diagnosing this baby when people don't truly know this baby, that is just a whole nother level of what are you people doing. But that is my opinion. What's yours?